But I saw a comment that said, why would they kill off the main character without letting him say at least a monologue or his piece? And that stuck with me. I was like, Eren didn't really speak much ever since he pulled everybody into the Eldian realm or the past. Eren hasn't really spoken much, and it kind of seems like he was almost on autopilot. And I want to get into that also. I'm gonna get into that a little later, why Eren may be on autopilot. I don't even think he's conscious right now. I think he's kind of being controlled like a robot. Like, we think of Attack on Titan as a mecha series. We think Eren is kind of piloting the Titan, but really I feel like the hallucigenia was piloting Eren and the Titan in a way. If the parasite or life itself was like a pilot, it would be like one of the first children. If you watch Neon Genesis, like, I low-key think this parasite has its own goal and is really just using humans to finally get this goal. If you watch Parasite, the anime, you saw how humans kind of lived their lives as being the top of the food chain in that series, and finally they got humbled by another alien series. I see this parasite as trying to become the top of the food chain, really just trying to sooner or later get to the point that humans are, because it's definitely intelligent, it definitely has a goal. So I don't think it won't be crazy to say that the parasite really wants a host that could allow it to progress to finally beat its own host, in a sense, if you kind of get what I'm going at. Because it's kind of hard to explain the life thing, because it doesn't really say anything, but it definitely does things. And based on the actions it's taken, as in keeping her alive, as in latching onto Ymir in her very, very desperate state, as for being its own entity during this whole end of Rumbling arc, where it popped out of air and now is really just fighting and turning everybody into Titan shifters. That tells me that this thing needs its own piece. It needs its own scene to really talk. I don't think the life thing will ever talk. Its actions have spoken louder than words. We know this life thing has its own goal, and it kind of goes against what everybody else wants. And we don't know how this life thing could have been influencing Eren this whole time. We don't know how much of Eren's thoughts were Eren's thoughts or actions. But I really don't want y'all niggas to sleep on how much of a role this life parasite hallucigenia thing would play in how the series ends and how the series has progressed up to this point. For some reason, this life thing is the reason why Zeke is able to turn other Eldians into shifters. Because I think of life as the original founder Titan in a way. Or not even that. Is it kind of original royal blood? Because Zeke descended from Ymir Fritz in a way. Because that's what the royal bloodline is Ymir Fritz and all her children. Isn't that I'm pretty sure that's the royal bloodline. So what this royal bloodline has in common with life is their first mother, which is Ymir Fritz, had this life thing attached to her, or this parasite of hallucigenia. So does the strength within the royal bloodline lie within life itself? Life is a parasite, and it truly is intelligent and has goals set out for itself. So what is its goal of causing the extinction of one of the most valuable hosts it's ever gotten? And the reason I say this is because if you look at one of the endings of Attack on Titan, I forgot which ending it was. I think it's either season 2 or 1, I forget. And there's like animals with that red heart beating in their chest. I think those are animals that were once hosts of the hallucigenia. You can see back in the Cambrian period, there were multiple lives. If you take a look at that panel in chapter 137, you can just see there's multiple of them, really. That's really the point I'm trying to get at. Life is a parasite that latches onto more and more developed creatures, and its goal is to rapidly evolve to sooner or later reach a pinnacle, or to sooner or later become its own sentient being. If you compare the life that latched onto Ymir, and you compare it to the life we see now, the difference is night and day. In the span of a little over 2,000 years, life, or the hallucigenia, has evolved from being locked as a marine animal to now being able to fight on land. And that's something that usually takes regular species hundreds of millions of years. What if life is more intelligent than we really actually think? This is a species that has been on our earth since the Cambrian period. So an animal with this much experience, I think we should put more respect on this fucking thing's name, bro. Because like, this is a parasite with hundreds of millions of years of experience. We don't know the lifespan of this thing because it is fantasized. But it definitely seems almost like an immortal thing, bro. Like, that should survive that fucking blast. Like, ain't that shit kind of wild? We need to take a further look into what life is. I think this thing has influenced the series more than we're giving it credit for it. Of course, this is all speculation, and there's nothing we can really do but wait until chapter 1.
When this is over, I'm getting out of it. All of it. When I do,